we'll be ready a little bit. I am adjusting a few things on my end so that basically you guys have a better time sort of hearing and understanding kind of what I'm doing here. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of little quick here. Hello everyone! I hope everyone's having a great day today. So, I actually have a backlog of these for quite some time, to be honest. And so, what I want to do is I want to go through and sort of tag these up. Basically, these are a way of me going to lurk. No problem, M4. And so I'm basically just going to take time today to kind of just like tap through these, kind of talk about them a little bit, or even do any kind of like topics you guys want to discuss. This is sort of more of a bit of an awkward setup, so if you guys have a hard time hearing me, or even have a hard time seeing what I'm doing, please let me know, and I'll try to get around to it as much as possible. And yeah, it is going to be a bit of a set up. But we'll get somewhat to it. Alright. I'm definitely happy enough to definitely recognize this. That, you guys. Alright. First one is going to be this one. More of a recent one of these books, but one that I'm kind of happy to get around to. Basically, this is sort of like tips on how to do manga. Not draw manga, but basically like tricks. If I remember correctly. The editor-in-chief for Weekly Shonen Jump. So that's a good reason as to why I want to kind of dive into this. It's supposed to have a lot of good tips. I do have a sort of coloring system. Okay, so most of these are going to be probably your art admiration, or it's going to be a case of, let's see here, inspiration. So it'll probably be a lot of that. We'll have, yeah. Go. These on hand, so it should. You guys are kind of glad that you're only getting this side of it. Ugh. Yeah, let's see how old this area is. Right. Well done. Let's do this. Okay. Yo Girl AI. Heard really good things about that one. Cozy. Quality, circulation. I'll tap this section up. Hopefully this might be a bit of ASMR for some people. So that was never more of my intention. We get to, already my hands are, yeah, my eyes. Oof. I need to lift more. 5. Okay. How to create the ultimate manga. Magnet story. Best character in Clear Adventure. Okay, so clear. Storylines anyone can understand. The clincher is active. I see hands, Gordon. You'll see these hands, Gordon. Oh, I bet you're impressed by these hands, Gordon. Ah! All right. Oh yeah, this is something that even totally not Mark actually ended up talking about, kind of like the eyeline level. Basically, kind of going from here that it sort of makes her stuff follow. So, see what it's doing here, but feels like it should be like this. Boom. Yes. Snake leg. That's something that I do want to see if I can, like, maybe get of especially. That's something that I might need to also check out when it comes to like some webcomics. I know sometimes there's way of eye following is going to be incredibly important. How to create the ult character. Start with the protagonist. Killing protagonist be the basis of the story. Oh, I might be blowing my. Hope not. The more enemies, the stronger you become. Heal Saga. I've never heard about this. The Heal Saga? Hmm. Huh. Interesting way of covering that. God dang, this is impressive. The focus of strong points and the basic way to flesh out a character is by giving the strong points, weaknesses, or anyone can easily give them these traits. Oh, okay. Height gap. Presents are important for telling a character. Take from someone else. Gestures, imposter, face, name, and catch. Conversations are like a game of. Hmm. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. And some conversations we actually had like in the past, but so. Yeah. Introduced in a manga conversation, but never occurs. When they do, dialogue uses conversational language spoken in a casual tone. So it has to be spoken that's easily understandable to the person they're conversing with. That book that helps you understand manga, it's Ultimate Manga Techniques, basically from one of the longtime editors of Shonen Jump. So this isn't a case of understanding manga, it's more of a case of how you can learn to make better manga, essentially. This is a book that I just kind of randomly picked up at Barnes & Noble's one day, and I instantly saw a cover and was like, okay, this has something to do with Akira Toriyama, who has been known for really good works, and this editor-in-chief has been particularly helpful with Dragon Ball Z, so, or Dragon Ball as a whole. And there's a lot of references. Sound effects are sounds of arts, yes, because stylization you can see here. Verticality. Yeah, it's incredibly neat. I have a few books like this. One from I believe she goes by Starfish on Soul Souls, how to make a webcomic. I still need to like explore that a bit more. Ultimate background basics. Just as a feeder state is set by the background actors, mangas won't work without backgrounds. Deciding how to draw them comes down to the manga's artist's taste. Let's start by re-evaluating the means and roles that backgrounds hold, so you don't draw backgrounds without proper thought. Right, because sometimes the application of these backgrounds can be incredibly important as well. If you do a good job with backgrounds, you can help illustrate a fight and its area, especially if you go between panel to panel. But if you're not, then it can easily kind of just... panels can exist even without backgrounds. That is true. Let's shift from this idea of backgrounds being the minimum to whether a panel can exist without a background. I mean, a gagmon is, well, let's see. Role background is to give minimal amount of art-based information. Okay, in regards to the character's state in a panel, and then the information is not limited to the environment or scenery that character is placed in. Okay, like A little bit of it right here can tell. Like, look at all the, like, I don't know what P is, like the sound effects basically being the background here. Giving it, like, a closer look. Like, see? Fascinating. Okay. This is already a pretty good book, but already I'm just looking through this. That's a playful use of panels right there. I've seen them a few times when it comes to some memes, actually. Using panels to basically separate it so it looks like it's more akin to bars. Yeah. Time and space. The greatest single role of two-phase spreads and how to use them. I remember, like, there was actually a comic reviewer that always complained about these too. Nice. Oh. Okay. Wait, allow me to... Oh, page count. That's something else I didn't realize as well, especially, like, back in more of a print age. Let me digress here for a moment. Dr. Slumps can order his retainer to bring him an Earthling sample in order to further his conquest of the Earth. Next panel, the retainer already brought it. This is a gag for insiders, but it must be said that considering there's a set page number for each chapter in the series, there is naturally a limit around to the amount of panels that you can include in the story. Right. These are like was earlier. It is right to left, which I'm actually having a little bit harder time, like... Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a harder time following. Let's do this. No? I'm already running out of the yellow tabs. Oh no! Still in motion. The iconic showdown between Vegeta and Goku. Yeah, because if I'm looking at it closely... Ooh, that's actually really good. A really good eye motion, too. Let me see if I can get a closer look. So... It's going to be a little bit blurry, I do apologize for that. But it starts here, and then it slowly kind of like gets more and more over time. So basically, when he's up in the air, does a flip, and then it bounces right off. And how that's conveyed through like the eye movement actually really like works super well. Of course, basically it's having a 2-panel. Huh. 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐓𝐓. Impetus. Okay. So. Okay. And by the end of it, we'll have a ton of tabs on this one thing alone. So, this. So. Oh. Yeah. How to create the ultimate story. How to create it. But these panels have it. But if manga artists teach you the same things, they would have a different approach. Advocating for how readers want the artist to create or present an editor's from an editor's perspective. Always definitely good to get like a different one. Like they have, from what I understand, there are multiple different editors with this project here. I know that something like 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐓𝐓, the creator of Bleach, he had notoriously bad relationships with his editors, especially later on within Bleach. And that made a very sour relationship to Shonen Jump as a whole with 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐓𝐓. Well, this one definitely has a lot more experience, and it's clearly showing off a lot more with well, this. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait, Dragon Boy. Okay, wait, which one is this one? That's pretty order. Long form series are born from short form manga. Okay. The seed of okay. By doing the short form, you then go on to do the long form. Basically practice and then going on to okay. Yellow tab, where are you, yellow tab? Oh, that's a good one for something like this. Because I keep thinking I want to do, like, the big ones first. Like, jump into the big ones, but I also know I haven't really drawn any, short form comics in general, so I do need to definitely do that. Well, the series gets axed, but oh, the saving grace lies in Operation Uncle. And around the third chapter and wound up smack dab in the middle among the 20 titles in the magazine. I'll give a little bit of clarity to this. In Shonen Jump, readers can vote for whichever works they prefer the most, essentially. Do they prefer Do they prefer this one? Do they prefer that one? What they're saying here is that out of the 20, it was in like 10th place or even lower than that. And if you're at the lower end of, if you're at the bottom, like at the bottom of that 20, you are at risk of cancellation, if not already on your way to becoming canceled. It is a very tight-knit industry, and success can get you Dragon Ball levels of success, it can get you One Piece levels of success, but failure is more common than you think. Okay, so mostly kind of skip over this kind of part. It is interesting, incredibly so, but it's also one I'm not the hugest into, if I'll be honest. At least in terms of tabbing. Going back to this, I do think it will be good. Oh, how to control serious drama. This part, I think I'm going to pay attention. Series makes a carefully crafted drama. Okay, yeah. This is something that's rare, but actually is incredibly vital. One of the most common sort of writer and manga artist synergy is Death Note. There is a single writer and a single artist that is mostly in charge of it, alongside, you know, the editors and assistants, essentially. But yeah, if we go over here, unlike a manga artist letting their characters create their stories, if the work has a writer attached to it, the themes and storylines are already determined by the writer, even in a long-form series. Doesn't change the fact that it makes characters stand out. It's still important, but the only way to do that is by following the writer's carefully crafted script. If the style matches each other, then the synergy can introduce a much more interesting story. That is true. They do need to line up correctly. Doesn't really like flow. Well, it's probably going to end up on a cutting room floor in some way, shape, or form. Team means no need for intros. True. I'll try making a the strength of a team don't become a mismatch. In a battle action manga where the good guys mere guys, the moment you build a ragtag team of characters, is not make team. You should not make teams willy-nilly. You can have a ton of appealing characters, but simply having them form a piece would make a mismatch, not a team. If you're making a team, you must give the team itself appeal, distinctive traits, and you have the establishment. You have to establish, at the very least, who made the team and how they're composed. In this case of villains teams, you have to establish what makes them so fearful. I think a great Western example of this is the Sinister Six. In multiple different iterations, there has been well, it's definitely more so of like a team of individual villains. They also have kind of like this one person that has established it with the goal of defeating Spider-Man. There has been different depictions over the years, but I do think that something like this is definitely a case. You don't just try to make a mismatch, just try to make have them have synergy with their own pros and cons. And something like Sinister Six, their cons are ultimately their undoing. Or at least, like, the pros of one team member is more of a con for another. Tournament arcs. Weekly series are made live. Starting as a pro manga artist. So you want to be a manga artist. Okay. Yeah, Bakuman is like one of the more interesting kind of mangas, I would say. It's literally a manga about making mangas, but it's also like a lot of people really love. An artist income. To be honest, this is sadly important. Much as I'm not huge into this. No. It is something that you have to live off of, so it's incredibly important information that I think anyone should have. Anime. Yep. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I ended up bumping the bike. Manga's biggest revenue source material use, fees, and merchandising rights. You elaborate on many things. Source material usage fee. Publisher. Famously, in commercial broadcast TV anime, the sponsor program runs commercials alongside the anime itself. In order to do it, they must pay television stations to broadcast. Okay. Jump itself is a brand manga turned into video games. Light and shadow of royalty comes from novels. That's right. Manga editor job. 19 pages a week. That is, yeah. Some people are lucky when it comes to web manga, or web comics. I know some people can at least do like a page a week sort of thing, but at the same time, like, imagine that for like web comics. All right, this is Akira Toriyama. Probably one of the last ones he probably ever gave, or like one of the last few. I'm just going to start skimming. Do apologize there. Purifier methods for pair, book, and okay. So basically, it's similar to an interview, but you just need to make sure you have all your stuff there. How to greet the editor. Right, because it's very different when it comes to editor critique. Okay. Okay. A one shot. Learn about tutorial. Also, sorry if I keep knocking the camera a bit. Interesting. So this is it. So jump targets for years are elementary and middle schoolers. Age group is critical from the survey vote results. The majority of the readers here from group A, B, and C. It looks like there's a ton of them that like that. Some of them are actually from high schoolers. Like if you see here, this section right here, this does make sense, as around probably here is when I really got into manga the most. 13, I would say probably 14 or 15 is when I really got sucked into it. And then 16, 17 is when I really divulged into it. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. It's probably one of the reasons why 𝐕𝐶𝐄𝐓's work gets really popular. I'm not entirely sure, like, why exactly it's like hooks onto that kind of generation, but if that generation is the one that is like, you know, spending the most money or, you know, floating with their wallets essentially, that explains a lot. The final hurdle of the series meeting. First storyboard, first test. I think I'm definitely gonna have to reread this like some other time. Definitely when I have a like much cooler environment, or just like carving out that time. It's always seemed to... Oh, interesting. Okay. Manga's future strategy. Digital tools, which is basically what I've been doing lately. So. Oh yeah, that's right. Because of like something like this. This does happen a hell of a lot. I want to say back in high school, I saw one of my former friends actually reading scans off of it. It makes sense if you don't have the budget for it. You end up kind of leaning towards this. I'm not saying that I encourage it. I don't, honestly. I try to buy all the mangas that I possibly can, and if I do have them, I try to get archives of them to make sure I have those. But I do try to vote with my wallet when it comes to these. But this is a problem that both manga and anime has been having a hard time dealing with. And of course, Webtoon is now gaining popularity because of devices on your phone being easily able to scroll, essentially. Like, I don't have my phone here, but if I grabbed it right here, I'll be able to easily kind of like scroll through and basically be able to do it. Some people find it much more easier these days to read it. Challenge of Shonen Jump, yeah. I had several copies of this, actually, back in the day. I don't have them now. I ended up selling them over on eBay, but I really did enjoy it. Manga that hit and manga that doesn't. Again, I want to read more into this, because this is actually fascinating as hell. So... yeah, Dr. Masirito's Ultimate Manga Techniques. I got this for about, you can see here, $25. Honestly, yeah, I can already tell this is going to be worth it. So, I want to go on one over here. What? I'm not, because I've been waiting for this one for quite some time. This is the Volume 2 of it. Volume 1 came out, I want to say, 2022? Maybe 23? And there's already, like, so much out at this point when it comes to this. The gays, Ugh. So... I don't know exactly what happened, but what I can tell is that they did change publishers. I think what ended up happening is MiHoYo ended up doing Thomas I want to say henshin, for oh sorry about that, for their books. Makes sense. They're a very well established, but they went with Expanse next. You might be able to see here, but yeah, that's about $35, but definitely worth it. And my only guess as to why they didn't go with them again. Oh, sorry. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of factory blast. My only guess is because they took so long in approving something like this for, you know, them, they wanted basically either A, more control, or B, wanted a better company to better distribute them. It's similar instance to Warner Brothers dropping the ball with their Looney Tunes stuff. And Catch Up Entertainment having carried a publishing rights. Oh my god! Look at this! Ah! Let me see if I can get a better angle. I can already tell. This is from like their limited events. This was 2020. Well, let me get the mouse out of the way. Can I even do it justice? I can barely do it justice. Look at this! This is beautiful! And then you got this side as well. Oh my goodness. There's more? Oh my goodness, there is so much more. Oh! Ugh. This is amazing already. I'm really happy with this. Okay. Yep. We're always starting off with the characters. This. Ooh. You know, that's to help keep it in place for the time being. And then we are just gonna tab this puppy up. Let me grab some water. Eat his cum, everyone. Oh my goodness, I hope you guys... Okay, yep, we're going with characters here first, which makes sense. But if I remember last time, this... Yep, these are mostly just character portraits. I'm perfectly fine with that, and we're starting off with, Leeway. I think it's just because of, like, that... Well, time we're in. Okay... Let's see. God, it was. Ugh. Ready? Go. Now we're just gonna rip right through this, huh? I do love, like, Genshin Impact's design. It's very asymmetrical, but it's very just eye-catching. Especially Inazuma characters, which I absolutely love the area for. Raiden's is probably the most beautiful, honestly, or like one of. Has a very like purple vibe, very leaning towards like being like what do they call again? They're like the they're like the main sort of like the main bodies of their elements, and you definitely tell that with the colors here. Heavy on the purples, like the hair here. My favorite thing that they ended up doing is the sword. It's silly, but it's beautiful in its execution, I want to say. Oh, Pearl of Wisdom. I feel like she's very much based on Koi, or very much based on just this, because It's very much based on Japanese culture. Why I love it. Ah, Ito. Honestly, like a meathead with a heart of gold. That's the best way I can say Ito is. I do love his design. It's definitely more like inspired by like orcs of Japanese folklore, but it's so good. It's also kind of a punk. Not, I want to say punk, more like someone who basically like against the standard order. Oh, go. Oh, there's the fox. You can kind of tell, like, I do like the fact that there are these fox ears here. It also can, like, appear like it's more so a part of her hair. But there's this little design, like, right here you might be able to see. It's fascinating. There is also something beautiful about him here. Ayato is his name. He has probably one of the better formal designs I've seen for a male character, or males in general, honestly. Much more of a combination with the male kimono and a suit, but it works really well, especially with how, since he's water elemental, this has a nice flowing feel to it. Helps it so much. Oh, I love her design, honestly. It's standard kind of like ninja kind of feel to it, but it's the mask, the pose, the hair. The hair is like the most vibrant part, but also helps that it's a bit more on the angular side, helping have like her appearance. Have this. Oh, what do we have here? All right, these looks like they're from like past cases, or maybe from Mona. Oh, now we're getting the costumes for some of these characters. Later on, they actually started selling costumes for these. That means we have. Oh, I love this! I love this for Luke and Fischl. These two are my favorite kind of like outfits for them. Fischl is definitely much more of a fantasy kind of princess vibe, which is originally kind of like what she's going for. Let me see if I can see. Eine Immernastium. Tongue twisted. It's fucking destroying me lungs. Thy looks is also very, very beautiful. It's supposed to be his suit, before a tragic accident occurred and lost his family. Made him the whole black suit. But the hair, the outfit here, and especially the background, it's so, so good. I wish there was more merch of this. I really, really wish, man. Alright, now we're on to the worlds and backgrounds. Oh! Yes, yes, yes. Oh, give me my yellow! Give me yellow! I can see myself doing something with this. Oh! These are amazing! This is apparently from like key art used in versions 2.1. My goodness! The contrasts are freaking beautiful. The blues here, while this imposing purple behind her. In lore, basically, she's kind of like a leader of kind of like a resistance movement, I would say. Yes, there are some armies in play, but it definitely feels more akin to a movement, given how powerful she is. It's absolutely amazing. Hey, this is very, very. Right. Interesting. How you doing, traveler? Oh, I love the vibe so much. This feels like you're just a night walk on the town, and it's just so. Again, it's the playing of colors here, like, but there's definitely a different use for the purples here. Like, if you see, like, here, again, it's more imposing, a lot more dark. Well, this one feels much more peaceful, more calming. I think what helps is the little bits of pink in there, a bit. You might not be able to see it that well, but there's definitely highlights here, which are basically helping with conveying the lights of the city. It's absolutely gorgeous. That is very. Up, and there we go. Did a good job on the details with the food. One thing I do want to get one day is the cookbook. I would love to cook. Oh yeah, this was, I think, during a festival that they were having. In-game, that is. Well, there goes some tabs, but hopefully those won't be too much of an issue. Absolutely spectacular. And let's give it a little blue. I'm a sucker for fireworks. Something like this is amazing. I guess I'll also go into exactly why I've been collecting a lot more art books. In the past, I used to collect a lot of mangas. I used to do this a hell of a ton because I really enjoyed the storytelling of these works. I really enjoyed how they end up doing it, and that's more or less one person's vision, and often its own IP as well, and they often made so much brilliant work. As I've gotten older, I want more art to use as references as I become reference obsessed. So this is absolutely always beautiful to like just tap these up and use them later for works. I ended up using one of my art books, a Breath of the Wild one, for a wedding gift to my cousin. Again, it's the purples, but used more in like this calming sort of tone, much more brighter in appearance, but also much more comforting, much more beautiful. There we go. And that's the big thing. It's like I want to get better as an artist now. Here's a classic one. Well, also used on the page of the book. Let's see. The background. I don't know, like, in what areas to exceed on other than lighting and dating, so I think for the time being, definitely focus on that. Also really like what they do with the angles well. Like this foreground element, you can easily kind of tell just because the lighting here, but also because of how it basically goes into her ear. It honestly says everything. It really helps convey this, like, where it is within the image itself. Here's a bit of a classic one. When I started playing the game. Again, kind of like the ominous kind of darks in here. I'll go to it. Oh, that's a fun one. This was during like their concert celebration back in 2021. And this was kind of what I mean. Like the Tim one, like, or the Thomas Henson one, that came out around like 2022, 2023. This was already out. This was already being used for promotional work, and they also had it on sale in 2022. It's one of the reasons why I wonder if the reason for their change in publisher is because of the time. Go. Oh, not yet there. F. Exactly, sir. But honestly, really like the design of their outfits here. Almost kind of like a raincoat-esque, but you can see there's a little bit of transparency here as well. Really cool, really. This one. This definitely feels movie poster worthy. I'm not gonna lie. It's really good. What is that? Oh, and these are photos you get from like doing the little hangouts. Oh no, they're like moments. Oh, character teaser. Got it. Okay. Nothing lasts forever, huh? Characters are very interesting. I haven't really seen any of those yet. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah, stretch the arms. This is good arm exercise, honestly. Just because, like, I'm dealing with a lot of, like... Oh, this is neat. This is kind of sweet. Sure. Oh, yeah, this is when we meet, like, those, characters. Ah, these are always like a treat. They often have these kind of sort of cutscenes in between that often have these amazing use of time period-esque. And what I mean by that is that they try to actually capture sort of like the art style of the area with like as if it's from that time. This. I love the use of color again. It's this nice gradient here, but she's standing out so much, but she looks like she's miserable. He is not happy with what she has to do with it. That's how it's coming off here. Oh, and here we are again. Nihilism. Don't think I have any perks. Wait. Jeez, what the hell am I talking about? Ooh. There's also sometimes these for more to God things. Like this stainless window kind of vibes. Beautiful. Sometimes haunting. We also stylus them for this as well. Simple, but it's really effective. These were also part of like their story, like here's also some characters. I don't think we saw these like in the last one, or I saw them in the last one. This, yeah, very imposing. Oof. Realize that MiHoYo has a tendency with puppet-esque characters. I think that was the case with Star Rail. Has like one or two. Yeah, lovely use of the portal there. Celebratory memories. Yeah, this thing is wobbling quite a bit now. Maybe because of how it's up. Off. Yo. Billy. That's something I remember seeing quite a bit. Billy is like a site that most people like to like when it comes to like Eastern YouTube, I want to say. Own sort of audience. Boo. This is for Billy. Oh, New Year's art. Spring Festival art. Valentine's Day. Oh, that is. I definitely can use that. That is cute as sin. All right. Oh. White Day. Hanson got the hot boys. Okay. Oh yeah, this is birthday art. One of the only issues that I do have, there is no artist. It's all MiHoYo. This is an issue that has happened in the past, in particular when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! If you look closely, all the art is credited to the original mangaka of Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, that's not a particularly like bad thing, as he does make several card arts for it. It still comes off as, I would say, uncomfortable. Because there are several artists that have gone uncredited. I would love to do like happy birthday art for all my OCs as well, but it would be a crap. That might actually have an idea for something like this, or this one right here. I wonder if we are going to see any promotional. Oh my goodness. It just keeps hitting me with good shit or good shit. So another thing that I love about art books is that some of these art assets, well, you probably won't really, like, you can easily seeing them all in this pack. Oh, I love this one. It's like, what, the design-wise of, like, the background here, how everything comes out like this, it's gorgeous. Up. And we got time for at least one more art book. Kazuha, my baby, my boy. I love shit. Harsh, but it's like there's a little bit of like. There's a lot of cute ones, a lot of really nice ones. And I think they do this for they used to do this for every single post. I don't know if they still do these. I think they replaced them with like regular art posts or regular post of like 3D animat, no, live 2D animatics of their work. It sucks in a way, but it makes sense. At some point, you are going to have a lot of characters. Separating them all at once is going to be tricky as hell. Alright. I really like 𝐷𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 much more casual, much more kind of relaxing a bit. Really actually helps. Visuals is nice. Paimon. Ooh, Vinnies. Or Venties. Ooh. And there's Mama Lisa. Oh, look at the use of the foreground here, like foreground element. I love the use of the Gaussian blur here to make it more emphasis that it's getting closer to said camera. Avoiding it, yes, but closer to it. Ooh, that's nice. See a little bit of her eyes, like a little bit more demon-esque. I'm loving the shading and the use of the colors for this one. And there we go. That is the art book. I've been waiting for this one for a while, and I was not disappointed. I am a big Inazuma head. I absolutely love that territory, so of course I gravitated to this in a near heart. Did wish that there was like more behind the scenes stuff, but that's fine. And also, tabs. Lots of tabs. Basically, these are basically what ends up with my art books near the end. Just nothing but tabs for them. Ugh. Get this back in. It's a little bit harder with tabs now, but worth it. Come on. Ah, back in the sleeve. Ugh, had a crusty sound hard, but all good in here now. What next? I think I only got time for at least one more. So let's see. A lot of old ones here. No, there's a lot of old ones here, so I definitely want to see if I can get around to some of those. And there's still some. Let's do this. I'll get to another one some other time, but here's one that I ended up finding at a art store, or not art store, a sort of anime store that I haven't gone to in well, I go to every once in a while, essentially. Then it splurs quite a bit. This is from an artist known as Zenbon Umeshima. I haven't seen much of their work, but just from this alone and some of the images that I did see, I wanted to pick this up. It was a case of like no one actually having this art book unless it was like specialty stores like the one I went to. So now we are taking a look at this. Already. Already, this is actually amazing. All right, so let me actually take a look here for a moment. So, who are you? So I want to do a bit of research before diving in. So I'm already impressed by this. A light novel illustrator. So let's see here. Has worked on multiple different... Okay. Has worked on multiple different animes. Image border for Suzume. Black Bull. Key animation for episode 21 of Attack on Titan. Pokemon Generations for animation director for episodes 3 and 6. But they're mostly known for rooms, okay. Tomosetsu no Isekai. What the hell kind of a name is that? I'll go back for a second. Yeah, dang, I want to look up more about this. Need some water. Throat is dying. Mojo no. Seems like they're a well-respected one at the very least, but I can't really get much information. I have to go by the art featured here. Look behind here. It does. Alright, we're off to a really fantastic start. It already looks so cheerful in energy. Interesting. There's like a close-up on one side of like the image in focus, and there's a full side of like which ones. Interesting. Some. I love the flowy of the skirts. I love how flowy these things. So far, cat. Details of the cat, and you can easily tell it's looking at you with the little eye there. Fascinating. Bloody. Oh, that's blue. We'll take that, at least. Oh. Detail. The detail of the jewelry here. This is look at that. I might be able to tell because it's bolted down to the fucking. I'm unpulse you for a second. The detail of the freaking jewelry. Damn it. Add on Twitch plus a sense of, well, out. Yo, especially it's not really zooming in like all the way kind of thing. But, you get what I mean, right? This is amazing. Oh. Oh, look at this. That is beautiful. Here. That is a beautiful use of the fold there. Of course, it's from the cover, but god dang. This. Ooh. The focus is not deceiving you right now. This is like a more Gaussian blur here, but it is beautiful. absolutely stunning work. Ooh. Sort of a goddess in 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐓 5. 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐓s are basically like ice witches in Japanese folk. Best way I can explain. Ooh. This flower is become kind of a tropish in folklore, but or like tropish in modern times. But I do love the use of it there. Have like the back of a kimono. I can definitely see influence when it comes to Suzume here. This is beautiful. Backgrounds. Oh, another one. Okay, this is like a one that shows multiple. You're almost like a dancer of sorts. I'm singing in rain indeed. Oh, the rendering of the card. That rendering cards is hard. It's often why most animation studios go with 3D designs for anything. I'm not gonna say inorganic. They often go with CG designs that characters need. Something like this, it's beautiful. Ooh. It's a nice little happy area. I like the fact that the colors for this are a bit of like a pale yellow. It gives a lot more emphasis to the entire art. Same with the gray. Well, it gives also a more moody vibe. Another foreground or Gaussian blur here. Very nice, very nice. Definitely more fantastical kind of feels to these. A lot more. I love the how the hat is done here. Again, Gaussian blur here. It's definitely more focused around here. There's more blur here, but it also kind of feels like this has more of a blur in comparison to S here. It gives it a much more it gives it much more of the feeling that you are focusing more on the face more than anything. Oh, these are gorgeous. I want to say these are mermaids, but these are more like almost performer. Perhaps akin to circus performance, almost. Colors. Look at cel shading. There's a bit of like softer shading, like right around here, but it is so strong and vibrant. I almost thought this was cells from an anime used. And here it is again. It's the switch between these softer tones or softer brushes with the much more harder brushes. It is amazing. get something fantastical as this. Backgrounds are beautiful. They are kind of like mysterious. You. Yo. Oh, it's an interesting little vampire one. It's about to get a bit heavy. Yo. I love the use of the colors for this one in particular. Let me see if this. Look there, you can definitely tell this he was kind of bitten. Cool. Yes, there we go. Look at all those flips. This feels like it's perfect blue. Like, almost to a T. Ooh. Lovely. Beautiful. Oh, the backgrounds! Okay, this has a nice little Wonderland kind of vibe to it. I absolutely. Oh, the pose here. Pose and angle. Ooh, I really like that. Definitely gives off a much more rebellious kind of vibe. Especially with the hair kind of flowing. Giving off the feeling that this is higher up than most people would probably go. Huh. These look akin to penguins. I wonder if that was a design choice. Oh, definitely a design choice. Definitely looks like these are heavily based more on aquatic creatures of sorts. Jellyfish right there. I was definitely on point. This looks like almost seaweed. And the versatility of styles is amazing. Combination of the like formal and streetwear. And look down here actually. There's like little like glasses of it's like flowers. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, that the pieces of resistance. Combination of the we saw earlier with like the sort of influence when it comes to the animals with these gorgeous. Oh, this feels so Cinderella right over here. I absolutely love it. I also like the guy's design too, with the little sleek back hair. I don't know, like I do like the spiky hair. Whoa. We are not even at like 100 pages yet, by the way, for this. Oh, I love that pose. Oh, that was an art card. Oh shit! Oh no! Don't damage it! Don't damage it! Don't damage it! Come on, you buddy! Ah! Oh, look at this. That is a sign of heaven, my friends. Ah. Ooh, much more heavy in the streetwear area, especially with this one. Button. Dads. Oh, that is so fun. Oh, that's nice. Nicely weak. That was the art card earlier too. Ooh. Background. Yes. This. Beautiful. Ugh. Oh, wow. That is absolutely stunning. Oh, whoa. That entire book in here? Oh, it's like a little short story. Oh, it's from Suzume. Or at least that's kind of an idea that I'm here. That is adorable. Okay, we need to pin this down right here. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, my arm is definitely getting tired, man. Holy. Not even mad at all. Good exercise I can get. Like, ugh. We are starting to hit summer, so it's getting. Ooh, different hairstyles for like the same kind of character. Interesting. Here we go. The variety here is also amazing. Oh, a lot of studies for animal. Ooh. It's always sad to see like so many good ideas. Like this looks so fascinating as a story. It's like, God dang. Maybe one day, but definitely today is not that day. Backgrounds. Oh my goodness. I swear to God, I'm not trying to bump on purpose. It's just how it's. Oh! Okay, back to this simpler kind of style. Oh, wow. This feels like it could definitely be a part of the Genshin Impact art book we just looked at. absolutely stunning. Or perhaps, like, that character looks like they're from Fate, almost. Huh. Oh, that's classy. This feels nice. Alright. Looks like this. The rest of this looks like tiny stories, which I'm not going to, like, go off on stream with, because this definitely feels like more of a bonus for the people that bought these. So yeah, another one all done with. Okay. Whew. Honestly, I think we made some good time. I'll make sure to go for this, but I kind of want to go for this again, maybe in the future, or even on like stream with Twitch chat. Because honestly, just typing in and talking about this, it was fantastic. Like, above all else, it was just fantastic just to like nerd out over this. So I think I'll try to schedule for another time, but not sure when. Regardless, thank you all so much for being here. Honestly, it was just fantastic kind of doing this. So let's see who to raid next. Alright, so who's currently live right now? Are there any art streams? This one. Armor painting. Interesting. Well, let's raid them. I'm sure that they will. If so. There we go. Let's go over and say hi. Thank you guys so much for coming out to take a look at all this with me. So tomorrow is probably going to be a sorts. So. Tomorrow's going to be back on art. Then Friday, I did agree with Bray to do a CentaurWorks Games Fest stream, so look forward to that. So, meantime, GG, see you all